Hello students, and welcome to my tutorial covering PCC's online classroom tool by Brightspace Learning called Desire to Learn, or D2L. Before we jump into specifics, I should mention that D2L is a huge aspect of the modern college experience, and all incoming PCC students will likely have some sort of interaction with the online resource. Basically, all classes will use this site in one way or another. Online classes, hybrid classes, and even your regular style lecture classes typically use D2L. There are a few ways to access D2L. The first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and log into your MyPCC account. The next step is to log into D2L. There's a few different links that you can use to get there. I would suggest going with the easiest down here on the left in the quick links box, and just click on the D2L Brightspace login here under PCC sites. And here we are, the D2L homepage. You can find your classes here. This is the example class I'm going to be using for you guys, my Intro to Human Anatomy and Physiology class. Let's go ahead and click that to access the class. And now you're on your class's homepage. So I mentioned in my introduction video that I'm a dual enrollment student studying at both Portland State and PCC. And that's the reason why I only have 2 classes listed back here on the D2L homepage. Just the Intro to Anatomy 1 and Intro to Anatomy 2. But I wanted to give you guys a broader look at what it actually looks like. And this is my Portland State D2L page. And as you can see, there's a lot more classes here. These are all from the past. All the gray are closed. This is my active one here. And there's 25 classes here, so get ready. You're going to be using D2L. So we'll go ahead and go back to the PCC D2L, because that's what I want you guys to see. Back to the PCC-D2L homepage. You can see my name up here. And we're going to select the Intro to Human Anatomy and Physiology 2. These classes will appear after your instructors have made them available, usually either right before the term starts or a couple days into the term. They will make these available. So this first page here is just full of announcements. You can see the instructors put these types of things in here to just give you a heads up. They can put anything in there. For example, I had one instructor that was ill and wasn't going to be able to make it to class, and they posted that information here in the D2L announcements. So this is the first thing that you'll see, and it's pretty important to pay attention to. So just keep that in mind. So now we're going to go through the different aspects of a typical D2L class using these links and headers across the top. I'm going to do it kind of similar to how I showed you guys the registration columns. So I'm going to go from left to right. We're going to start here and end over here at the class list. So first off, course home. I'll just click it so you know you were looking at it. Same thing, same place we just were. We're going to go to the Content tab. And this is where the bulk of the information will be located. Here you're going to find documents like the course syllabus, lecture notes, PowerPoints, and other types of information like that. I'll show you, some examples. So there's our table of contents. PowerPoints for lecture topics. You can access the homework here, print it out and do it. Study guides. More often than not, this is where you can find your syllabus and reference that. So when you're looking for the content, this is where you're going to want to be. You find everything you need right here. So just for another example, I want to show you guys how to open up a PowerPoint on here. Let's choose one that's not too crazy. How about respiration? So as you can see, This is the same PowerPoint that my instructor delivered in class. I can go back and look all through it, take notes, do review. There's also options to download and print. Some people like to do that. I prefer to just read it off of the computer and take my notes that way. So there's that. Okay, so moving on. We're going to move on to our next. I'm just going to go to Course Home, just get a fresh start for you guys. We're going to move on to our next header tab, the discussion tab. Go ahead and click this. So this takes you to an area of D2L where you can communicate with your instructor and classmates. As you may have gathered from the tab title, the discussion tab for my anatomy class has no content inside of it because it's not part of our curriculum for this class. However, if you're planning on taking an online or hybrid class, this discussion area may be a major part of the curriculum. Because we don't have a discussion requirement in anatomy, I have no personal examples to show you. But I did find this step-by-step walkthrough at the University of Colorado Boulder's website. And let me pull up the right one here. Yes, okay, discussions. So for ours, it just says discussion up here as the header. It doesn't say communication. It's the difference between us and Colorado Boulder. But the rest of this is very, very similar. I've done this several times in the past, and this reflects the discussion process very well. So the first step, this is the assignment that your professor or instructor will create, and you want to select this to get into the thread and complete your own discussion topic. So click there. Now we're in the thread. Okay, and now we need to start our own new thread. So we'll go ahead and start a new thread. Next step should look something like this. You'll have a subject field and a text field. Go ahead and be descriptive in the subject and then follow the instructor's instructions on how to complete the rest of the discussion, whatever it may be you're talking about. Then once you're done, go ahead and click post. Next thing that'll happen, you'll be the next one up in the discussion thread. So here's our post, Who Am I? Now, a lot of instructors will not only require you to make your own original discussion posts, they'll also require you to reply to one of your classmates or two of your classmates' original discussion posts. And this is how you're going to do that. So what you'll do is I'm going to go back, you would click on their discussion topic, okay? And it'll pull up their discussion post. At the bottom of that post, it will say reply to thread. If you're going to reply to one of your classmates, this is how you're going to do it. Go ahead and click reply to thread. And this is what it should look like. So it'll have this replied to post below. You'll be replying to your classmate, whichever thread you've selected, whichever classmate's discussion post you've selected, you'll be replying to. And then go ahead and reply, make your reply, and then go ahead and push post. And it should look like this. It'll be in the dark shade of blue underneath their original post, which is up there. I am in this class. Sorry, I can't show you without this arrow popping up. I am in this class. And you replied to that post, hello, I am here too. And that's about it for discussions. Be ready if you're taking online or hybrid class, expect this. They do sometimes require it in regular lecture style courses. So either way, it's good to be familiar. Okay, so let's move right along. We're going to just go back to the course home, get a little refresh. And the next tab that we're going to be working with, the next header, is the assignments header. So this is where you're going to go to turn in your assignments, basically. Once again, because my anatomy class doesn't have an online component where assignments are turned in here. There's nothing for us to see, but the good people over at the University of Colorado Boulder are going to bail us out once again. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here. So for ours, these other options down here, there won't be a drop-down arrow for your assignments tab. So the grades and quizzes are going to be separate tabs all by themselves. So when we click the assignment tab, this is what we're going to see. Usually there will be more than one, but this will be a list of assignments that your instructor has for you to complete. When you're ready to work on one or turn one in, you just go ahead and click on the assignment link. It should bring you to this page. Okay, so your instructor should have some kind of instructions on the assignment, what they want from you. And then once you complete it, whether it be a Word doc or a PowerPoint or whatever it may be, you're going to want to add that file from your computer to this assignment folder submission form. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and click Add File. Then it'll bring you to this option you're going to want to upload. And this is going to be very similar to attaching a file to an email. It's basically the exact same thing. So they're missing the steps where it goes into the My Computer and you select the assignment that you want. But this is the assignment they selected out of their Documents folder, Thinking Beyond Pastiche. It's a document. So they uploaded this. This is the assignment. And then when you get that, all you have to do is click Add. And you'll see it here. It'll take you to this Submit Assignment page. And you'll see your document is in here, outlined in blue. And then it has a little text box here where you can add a little note. Sometimes I tell the teachers I had fun doing the assignment. And you'll end up with a better grade that way. Little insight for you. So once you have everything uploaded and you do or do not put something down here and you're ready to go, just go ahead and click Submit and you will have submitted your assignment. Now, one thing I want to show you, going back to the Anatomy D2L homepage, this bell up here, after you submit an assignment, this is an update alerts bell. And after you submit an assignment, you'll get a notification here. There'll be a little red 1. And that's how you know for sure that your assignment was submitted. So keep that in mind. Make sure you turn in your homework on time. Next, we're going to talk about quizzes. The quiz tab up here. Quizzes will most likely be part of online and hybrid classes. Typically, standard lecture classes have their quizzes taken in class on campus. If your online classes have midterms and finals, they will likely click on this tab to take them. So go ahead and click the quiz tab. Select the quiz you want to take and take the quiz. Most of them are timed, some of them are not. I wanted to show you, again, because my anatomy class is a regular lecture class, we don't have any quizzes that we take online. They're all in class on campus. But I do have some screenshots of a prior test that I've taken before. I'll pull these up. So it should look like this when you enter the test. This is just a multiple choice test here. Most of them are. Some include an essay section at the end. And I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. You just fill in the text box. So this is what it should look like when you start a test. As you can see, there is a 2-hour time limit on this midterm. And then you can see all of the question numbers over here. You can easily skip between questions if you really wanted to do that. So just answer the question correctly. I suggest clicking Save after you answer each question, because while the internet is awesome, it's also quite unreliable and can go out at any time. You're better off safe than sorry. Let's go to this other screenshot I have. And this is the end of that midterm. Last question. And so down here, you can save all responses. So I kind of double down. I'll save them as I go, and I'll save all responses at the end. And then when I'm sure I'm done, I have all my questions answered, and I think they're all correct, I'll go ahead and go to Submit Quiz. Once you do that, go back here. Your quiz will be submitted. And then we're going to move on to the next tab to see what kind of grade we got. So here we go, the Grades tab. So here you can see a pretty detailed list. This is, my anatomy class does have our grades posted on here. So everything from homework to in-class assignments, all the way down to exams, midterms, pre-labs. This is a very helpful tool to see how you're doing and kind of guide yourself through the term, knowing what you need to get for grades. So pay attention to that. It's the Grades tab. So after we're done looking at our grades here, we've got 2 tabs left. This is the class list. Just going to kind of quickly flash it for you guys. It's where all your fellow classmates' names and information can be located if you really want to reach out and talk to them. And then the Help tab, just a bunch of tutorials, some videos just like this one, options for online tutoring and accessibility. And that's basically it for D2L, guys. Best of luck to you. Remember, if you're taking an online or a hybrid class, you want to be very familiar with this tool. And even if you're taking regular lecture courses, this will still be used. As you can see here, it's still used in my Intro to Anatomy class with no online component. So, good luck and enjoy D2L.